Alright, enough of you. Let's switch everything over. I'm kind of confused how like the touchpad on the laptop, and then thinking it's going to control the main PC that I'm using, and it's like, no, that's not how things work. Yes, I play anime rhythm games. What's anybody got a problem with it? They're relaxing, apart from when you do everything on extreme, and it's like, it's the hardest thing ever. But anyway, Orochi 3 Ultimate, let's put the sound back on for that. But anyways, Warriors Orochi 3, it's basically a Koei Warriors game where you just basically pack and slash everything up. The whole purpose of the Orochi series is actually a crossover between both of Koei's main Warriors franchises. That being the Samurai Warriors series, which I kind of like a lot better than the other series, which is Dynasty Warriors. And well, the gameplay just plays the same. You go and cut mooks up, cut officers up, cut famous people up from Japan and China. But basically, the Orochi series is like a crossover because there's this guy called Orochi. He's an evil demon, and in order to challenge himself, he brings both worlds into one big dimension. And well, that's how they get to here, and they all make friends and stuff, and go to Orochi's forces. In the third game, basically, Orochi's died. It's turned to Hydra. He's actually turned into Orochi of the Japanese mythology, and basically our goal is to destroy him. And well, you do that, and then as far as the Ultimate Narrative is concerned, there's actually an extra couple of stories where I think the second story is once you've beaten Orochi once and for all, somebody else starts causing trouble who can take forms of other people and just tries to feed on despair, and basically tries to cause despair to anyone who happens to be around. But she gets her ass kicked as well. And the third story, which is currently ongoing on my channel, is Gauntlet Mode, where basically another world is creeping into the world of Warriors Orochi and is causing no sorts of bother. But I'm just going to play story mode. I'm just going to go ahead and go on to my grindy stage, which is not in chapter 1, it's chapter 2. This is my grindy stage version at Mount Singshi. Oh yeah, the main plot of Warriors Orochi 3 is actually also a time travel plot, because you start the game. You start the game on this stage where you basically the Hydra's pretty much killed everybody, and Shimazera, Mashao, and Hanbai are the only three left that can take it on, and inevitably you're going to fail because well, it's a stage of no hope really. And then after that, a mystic called Kaguya takes you back in time, and you go back in time, you go and rescue everybody, and ends up with a happy ending. The ones that are labelled Redux on the original stages, when you go through them, a certain character dies, and you have to play another one of these side stages in order to make sure they don't die through time travel. I've actually done a whole playthrough of all of story mode on my YouTube channel and such, including all the ultimate, all the things from chapter 5, 6, 7 and 8, and all the extra side stuff. I've done that on my YouTube channel. You can watch that if you so wish to watch it. It's pretty great. I'm currently undergoing Gauntlet Mode, and that's what I'm currently doing. Gauntlet Mode also allows you to control a team of 5, while in Story Mode you can only control 3. And I'm just going to light level grind, because that's what I'm doing with this. Just going to skip all the text because I don't need to talk about the text. And basically, all I do with this, I just solo with one character, and usually that takes them to around level 15ish, which is kind of what I want them to be. Because I'll just pause it now. Everybody's at level 1. All those stars mean I promoted them, which means they, especially Ayane, and I also have Kasumi and another character, Kunoichi. I use them like pretty much all gameplay through the PS3 version. So they've been to level 100 and back a few times. I've also got, for the most part, I've also got most people's second best weapon. Well, for the people I care about controlling, at least, that's the case. So, yeah. Basically, you're just gonna run around, take people out, and yeah. All you do in this game is pretty great. And even at level 1, I'm just plowing through everybody, but Gauntlet Mode, with the Gauntlet Mode, you might think, well, why do I just level grind through Gauntlet Mode? The thing with Gauntlet Mode is it's rather dynamic difficulty rather than just setting it on one particular difficulty. In that, if I'm playing on a stage for long enough, I'm essentially playing on like difficulty far harder than chaos difficulty. And while I can go through with that sometimes, I'm not going to do that at level 1. It's pretty much suicide. Have I killed everybody? No, I have to go kill you as well. You should come right around here. Basically, sometimes we get objectives on screen, and if it's to kill somebody, that certain somebody has a green glow on the of that. Unfortunately, he is completely much of an idiot and just wants to come and fight us, and he's probably going to get shot at because Rachel brought a gun with her. You know the old saying, you don't bring your sword to a gunfight or something. Anyway, that wraps that. Now the next thing I need to do is to lay waste to a couple of garrisons, which is these two in the top corner. So basically the objective of this particular level is we've got to get Janwei, who's on the map as the yellow dot. We actually have to get him to an escape point and then beat everybody else up. And the second objective here is to clear these garrisons up to cause a distraction. Goals as I possibly can. Also level up to 90 because they fully heal you, and well, they fully heal you, which is the best part of them. I think in other Warriors games they also give you like temporary speed buffs and stuff. I know they do that in Samurai Warriors 2. which is a game about sort of playing for the channel quite a lot, so there's that as well. Also, one of the problems that people have with like these sort of games, what people accuse them of being is rather button mashing. And while sometimes that might be the case, don't say that to any of the hardcore fans of the Koi Warrior series. That is a berserk button you do not want to press. And this is why getting the good level grinding may or may not be easy or hard depending on the thing. In Warriors Arch, in the Ultimate version of Warriors Arch 3, there's actually an item that makes it for every enemy you kill, you get an experience scroll from them, and if you're in the fray with a lot of enemies, that gives you a lot of experience and makes it ridiculously easy for you to level up. It wasn't even in the original game, but it's actually quite incredibly broken, and you kind of need it. Because, there are times where you feel like you really need to level up and become stronger, especially if you're doing a Gauntlet Mode run. If anybody's got any questions, you can feel free to ask them, man. Perfectly fine without some questions and stuff. Well, fairly accepted questions at least, Oh, is that game not unlocked yet? So I can beat you up. I'll cut you off and screen spell. Alright, that only works when you get when you go through the escape path, so that's objective 1 completed. Because I believe in one of the stages in story mode, he actually goes on his own to go capture something, to go rescue somebody, and he dies while doing so. So we go back in time to this area to actually help him out here. And in doing so, he actually stays alive in the stage where he's supposed to die. Therefore, he gets recruited as a character, and if you still want to use him, you can use him. Like I said, I have my favourites, and I'll be honest, I wouldn't really call Rachel one of my favourites, but I really wanted a power character. I really wanted a power character for the game, and well, she just happens to be like the best choice since I'm using crossover characters a lot. She's actually the only character from the K Factory that actually uses the Dynasty Warriors moveset set. As in, I can't pick up because I've not even got full moveset for whatever reason. Basically, Dynasty Warriors moveset sets is just like one attack, usually area of effect. Whilst Samurai Warriors get sort of a constant attack, which you have to hold the circle button for, which is like the move power skill. Oh, the spell. I generally just call it like a special move, but not. Can't really call it a special move because it's already a button max special move. Think of it like doing a super move in a Street Fighter game or something. Rachel's special is when she actually uses the gun. Go daka daka daka. And there's actually a story reason for why the likes of Rachel and Ayane are actually in this game. And basically it's because the distortion of the worlds being merged is so great. It's actually leaking to other worlds as well. And in some cases there's sort of sort of chemical storylines as to how they're in the Orochi 3 world. I think Ayane is like she was actually takes some time after Dead, just slightly after the events of Dead or Alive 4. So she's trying to take out Delicate in there, and she ends up falling into one of the darkened holes. And the stage you actually find her in, the Battle of Hokkaido, actually has one part of it is actually I think it's I forgot what the level's called in Dead or Alive 4, but it's the one with the beach in it. But it's basically the 1/4 of that level is like there. In that particular stage. And actually the stages where you actually find like the crossover characters, they're actually related to the game they came from. Because there's more than just Rachel and Ayane, Kasumi, and Amiju from like Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive. All the other characters are actually really from other Koei Warriors games. Like sort of Warriors games, because we have, I think one of them is Joan of Arc from Blade Star, and the other characters, I can't pronounce his name, but it's like Namia or something like that. I think he actually comes from an RPG, which is strange. And I think Achilles is from Warriors Legends of Troy, which is another Koei Warriors spin-off. Oh my goodness, I've got stuff to sell. And one of the characters that came through from the ultimate version of this game is actually a crossover from the Soul Calibur games. Who was it? I think it was Sophia from Soul Calibur. Oh, she's another two, like everybody else. Oh, she is Sophita. And there's Sturkenberg character from, I forget what it is, but it's one of the, it's another RPG. It's another one of Koei's RPGs that actually got released quite recently. But yeah, those are the other two along with Kasumi who came with Orochi Ultimate. I actually want to change my team up. Yeah, I got a lot of level ups from the thing. So once again onto the breach, we're doing this same level again. Might be dull and boring, but yeah, I found that this is probably the best level to do level grinding on for early levels at least. I know there's a DLC stage that is a lot better than this for a lot better than this stage to do proper grinding on, but I don't have any of the DLC whatsoever. Also, the main reason I want to level them up is because when they level up, each character's attached string gets improved somehow. And the reason I want level 15 is I think that's when everybody's attack string is like at the absolute best. Or it's otherwise at the one where I really like care much for. Because it gives me the best move, or it causes like stun or other such things. All I need to worry about is at this current point in the game, I'm just going to cut through everything like canopy, but probably should have sold all weapons off. I mean, I don't really need the money for selling weapons off, so I like so much in-game currency that mainly because I don't use it. Because I've either got everybody's, for people that care about it, I've got the second best weapon or I've got the best weapon. And otherwise I'm just kind of not caring. I also noticed that characters also have different sort of types, and they all have their initial like basics. They have like basic abilities and stuff. Speed characters, Anne is one of them. She gets a double jump and can cancel out the moves. You can actually jump cancel out of certain moves, which is really useful sometimes for certain characters. But the thing with speed characters, they're generally fragile, as speed characters tend to be. Power characters like, well, Rachel is an example of a power character. Weak attacks, she shrugs off weak attacks like with nothing, basically. She gets stood down against weak attacks. They're basically just generally powerful and stuff. I have technique characters. I know Mimidi's a technique character. They get the ability, I'll show you here. That's the special. No, that's not what I wanted. That's also not what I wanted. While I'm doing the defense thing, you can move around like normal and defend against attacks. But technique characters can do this. You can do like, press the jump button in a direction, and can move in that direction. And I believe they do more damage to characters that have been knocked into the arm. If memory serves. The only other one I'm not done is with the characters, which I don't like because they're even squishier than unfortunately they're even squishier than the speed characters. They get the ability to do a guard break with by pressing the jump button whilst attacking, but it costs a little bit of move self, which is kind of like not that great. So I use one of the stuff for other things. Even though I generally just say I don't use it that much. probably will see me use it when I play Gauntlet Mode, but I ain't playing Gauntlet Mode on stream. Since I'm recording Gauntlet Mode, I'm not going to do that on stream. Though that might change once I've done the main part of Gauntlet Mode, which shouldn't actually be that long. Because as far as Gauntlet Mode progresses, I am actually at the last area, and I know where the boss is, so I can, if I wanted to, I could just rush straight for him. But what I want to do is I want to go through all the other levels first. Get everything I want. No, I'll probably not get everything I want because this game is cruel sometimes. Not exactly cruel in the sense that I say that it can be possible or hard at times because naturally just mashing the button, that's all you do. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you're gonna have to run away. Try and get your moves so powerful and just unleash your moves out on everybody. And that's the general idea of going through like the harder stages of Gauntlet Mode. At least the ones that have been corrupted by miasma a lot more than all the other stages have. Oh, I've actually got all. I haven't got all the Ryan things yet. I haven't even got the experience share thing. Not the experience share thing, the experience sphere, which is like looks like a bunch of gold bars. I don't actually have that. I don't actually have that. I got lucky and got one in Rachel's story, which is probably why. Which explains why she's at like level 19. There's also the fact that I did give Mimi some experience also was messing around showing her special abilities. If I don't get them to level, if I don't get everybody to level 15, that's fine. At the end of each stage, I get growth points, and I can just use those to level people up when I need. Gauntlet Mode, you can get an absolute ton of them depending on how much level you play. So getting levels is not hard at all. Because even when you do that, when you do, I've pushed some experience here there. I can tell because I just got like lots of get experience skills. When you get an experience fever, you generally end up with the word get experience plus 300 like all over the place. Yeah, I need to go level 15 now. I already know that now. Only because I like using that attack. When I've got that attack, I know that I've slightly adequate level that I need my army for. But I may as well just finish soloing the level with her because I'm pretty much done with the level now. Guy broke through the siege, and all I have to do is just beat the leader around here who's in the middle of a match. And so I can do that rather effortlessly from this point. So yeah, that's the thing. And I'll be honest about this. If it wasn't for Ayane being in Orochi 3, I probably would have never got into the Holy Warriors games. I probably wouldn't have. I mean, I'll be honest. Finding finding some of the earlier ones is actually quite difficult. I got really lucky and found a retail version of Samurai Warriors 2, which is what I used for the game. The only reason why it's XL is because they actually have the XL version as a DLC thing. I think I've not actually checked. You can actually get both the game and the DLC on Xbox Live now. I only say that because I know somebody asked in one of the comments, how do you get Samurai Warriors on your Xbox? I doubt it's here the person who asked that question, but yeah, that's how it is. I basically have the retail copy of the original version of Samurai Warriors 2. The XL stuff is actually DLC. All the ones chopping up various meats into sushi. It's actually quite fun. Yes, some people might say all you're doing is just pressing the same button over and over again. But that's kind of what I do in Battle Live, but don't tell anybody that. Here's an Musou. It does this. It wrecks people, basically. And because her moveset bar is incredibly long, this takes a long time, and if you're in a large group that isn't going to die, like it's not basically the boss of the level, you can easily break the combo counter up to like its maximum thing. Also, if I actually have an ability on Ayane's weapon that makes it do a true moveset attack whenever she uses a moveset, which is basically just the shockwave that. I believe it's actually one of her. It's her special impulse skill for Ninja Gaiden. Is it Wrath of the Mountain God? I think it is. I believe all the DMA characters that have gone into Ninja Gaiden actually use their as their true moveset. Actually use their unique impact. I need to discard some weapons. I still need to sell some weapons actually, so I'm gonna do that. And that's at least 2 of the 5 characters done. And see, I'm doing that in like about 9-10 minutes or so. So it's not too difficult. I'm sick of having weapons that I don't want to get. I don't necessarily want. In the original Warriors Orochi 3, they never put the cell thing in, and it was quite kind of a bad thing because if you play with characters that are like, if you like, you have 8 characters. Like you have a group of 3 characters that you want to use all the time, they're gonna get weapons. They're gonna get weapons pretty quickly, and if you're just gonna get crap ones, like this, you couldn't actually just discard all of them. There's no way of discarding them, apart from when you had more than 8 weapons. But even then, when you discard a weapon, you just trade it in for the one you found. And yes, I actually have one of the joke weapons for Kasumi. I just want to see Kasumi just beat the shit out of everybody with a baseball bat like one time. I just need to get all the skills sorted out for it, and I'm probably going to do a random recording of me just soloing one of the later levels with just me using the baseball bat with Kasumi. It's going to be funny. I hope it's going to be funny, but yeah, that's the main reason why I have this and I've not sold it yet, or at all, because it's actually pretty good as it is at the moment. I just need to like grind it out and get better abilities on certain things. Where's the other person I want to get some stuff rid of? And where's Rachel? Because I know you have like 8. Alright, so I want to keep that one. So for you. The reason I'm saving some weapons out for the other 3 characters, the mystic weapons here are not actually the strongest weapons in the game. The actual strongest weapons are the X weapons, and I'm keeping the Mystic Heaven's Blade simply because the only way to get the mystic weapons is you have to do a certain conditions on hard difficulty or on harder. So yeah, there's that. So me just having like the mystic weapon, just they're really now just like trophy style weapons. Just like, yeah, I got this, and I managed to do a hard challenge in order to get them. Some probably aren't as hard as much, but you actually have to use that character in order to actually complete the challenge and get the mystic weapon. Which is something I found out recently, and it was sad times for all. But yeah, when you get the X weapon, it actually starts off with 0 slots, so I need something with 8 slots in order to get necessary abilities on them. So yeah, weapons, they're a thing. Actually, I wanted to. I'm going to start off with Kasumi, and I'm only going to do this one more. It's like nearly 10 o'clock. It's usually when I finish the stream at this point. So I'm just probably going to do this one now and just going to call it a day. Also, I actually need to record myself, so well, for the vast majority for this week. So yeah, I need to do that before I go to sleep tonight. So here's Kasumi. Kasumi's actually in one of her DLC outfits. Rachel was also in one of her DLC outfits, and I believe Luigi's in one of her DLC outfits as well. Regardless, expect a lot of underwater. And yeah, because combination of strongest weapon, the amount of times I've promoted Kasumi and used the other gimmick of promoted units, and that each time they level up they get an upgrade score, which you can use to raise the stats permanently. Kasumi is quite a big powerhouse even now. I mean, she's probably not going to be like uber strong, but Wow, she won't be. Blue Boots in the level to Kasumi is like super promoted. Right, super almost max promoted. Kasumi's probably going to be nowhere near to like sort of attack power and strength. Where I really left. There is actually one thing I meant to say about Kasumi. I kind of don't like, and that is her special set, which is essentially she tries to grab. It's essentially you grab someone and throw something like that, and her air one's even worse because that can mess spectacularly like that. They're running away. You're still running away. Can I get somebody? Yeah, that's her special. She does the step kick throw like thing. She's a lot easier doing Dead or Alive than down here. Or rather just trying to get it to hit. And because I never showed Ayane basically just throws exploding to annihilate people. That would have been nice, but that's what I wanted. There's a lot of people here, and it's probably the best thing to do this with. Because I will get so many level ups. When I level up, I get 3 moves out of heal, and this is going to take a long time to finally complete. Depending on how many level ups I get whilst mastering people. I believe that Kasumi also has the ability which gives her two specials, and I go ahead and lose on the side. So who's going to get ninja laser beam tag? There we go. Oh yeah, don't talk about Kasumi, and you'll probably get to know this. I don't know if it's because of the random nature of Gauntlet Mode, but I've ended up with a lot of levels where Kasumi comes in as an opponent. So if you're playing as Kasumi and Kasumi shows up as an opponent, she basically says the same thing she says to Kasumi Alpha in Dead or Alive 2 when you have to fight her in story mode. It's like the exact same thing. It's like basically how dare you try it or something like that. I can't remember the line. I can't remember the line off the top of my head. No, it's imposter, how dare you. I remember now. It's a thing that I remember, and the thing that I remembered.
南のネズミは逃がした。まあいい。想定内。北の侵入者は決して逃がすな。全兵力を持って捕らえるのだ。
Come on, I want you to overcome. Get your force to show up. Got to kill them as well. Yeah, I really like the double jump because I can get to the places that basically none of the other characters can't get to because like the invisible wall is too great. But if you have the double jump ability, you can't get over the wall and whatever you need to get a shortcut. Pretty nice. Oh yeah, speed ups don't necessarily actually affect Jimmy because her speed skill is actually maxed out at 200 and does not go any higher. Well, actually, I think because of abilities and equipment I have on her, it's actually more than 200, but if we're not counting that, her actual speed size is 200, so yeah, she is pretty quick on her feet. But again, I'll keep back quick on her feet because the speed is actually all maxed out. I mean, I could go the other way around, where I have to go up the hill and go onto the left side of where the boss is on the stage, but more people show up on this side than as opposed to if I go around the other way. I don't know whether more reinforcements actually show up. I'll go around there, but what do I want to do? I want to kill this guy that's like heading straight for me. The other guy goes into the main floor and I can kill him easily anyway. Last attack to do for the stream, just I want to try to get everybody in, just do triple attack. Put my eyes into top habit. It's actually a pretty powerful attack as well. Plus you also get gems, experience scrolls and stuff for it. Gems being your game currency. Go away, noob. I'll start you soon. Yeah, Kasumi looks a lot like she does in Dead or Alive 5 and I can't change my Ayane now, can I? Ayane, since she came from Dead or Alive 4, she originally looked like a Dead or Alive 4 version of her. But I think they changed her to look like a Dead or Alive 5 version of her when they put Kasumi. And Kasumi, please skirt down, please. My goodness. But anyway, that's the last level grinding I'm going to do on stream. I'm probably just going to do the rest of it off camera, like, well, I don't think now. but I need to grind through the characters, and then I can just start doing Gauntlet Mode over again. I actually also need to record Samurai Priorities for this week, and I want to record a few episodes of that before I go to sleep. So yeah, I am going to call the stream here today. Thank you all for watching. And have a the rest of your day. Whoever you are and where you might be. So yeah, that's it for me. Take care, and I will see everybody later if you're still happen to be here.